We're just leaving my brother's house in Youngstown, Florida. We're headed to the Fort Pickens Campground, which is a national seashore park. Hoping to get another stamp in our book at the visitor center. And we're going to meet Kathy and her husband. I don't know that I ever learned her husband's name, but we'll know it by the end of the day. They're camp hosting there, and we found each other through a Facebook group. They invited us to come spend some time at their campground, and things worked out well for that. So then compare some notes as camp hosts. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's head on down the road. Away we go. Fort Pickens, 1834. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Ooh, look for gators. See any gators? Look how dark that water looks. Standing up again. Sit, Jasmine. Oh look, see, if we had come straight, we would have come out on the path. Good morning. Humid. Yeah. So we arrived here at Fort Pickens Campground yesterday, and there's a heavy marine layer, and it hasn't dissipated. But can you hear that? That's the waves crashing on the beach just right over there. We are literally on this little spit of a peninsula. I don't even know if it's a peninsula or an island. I have to look at the map a little bit more. We crossed a bridge to get here. Angie and I took a bike ride yesterday down to the fort. Pretty awesome. We need to get over to the shores. Just beautiful white sand shores. But the moisture is heavy in the air, and the campgrounds are really busy. So far, well, everybody that we've talked to is very friendly. But making some coffee. Yeah. I actually just looked, and we're here for tonight, last night and tonight. Thought maybe we could extend that, but nope. Nope, this spot's taken right when we leave. Right when we leave. Anyways, alright. Jazz and I just went for a walk, didn't we, Jazz? You had your morning pee. Now you want to nap again? What? So we left Fort Pickens and we've come over here to a place where we can take Jazz on the beach. Dogs are not allowed on any of the beaches over in the national park area. And we are now at the Pensacola Beach Dog Park. And so since we got here, it's had this marine layer. It was supposed to have burned off. It has not. Visibility is not the greatest, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll go watch the waves crash on the shore and fill our souls with the sound of the ocean. Jasmine, sit. Good girl. You want those birds? No, sit. Hey everybody.
Hi.
So it's Wednesday, January 12th, and we are just packing up to leave the Fort Pickens Campground, and we have so much enjoyed our stay here.
It's gorgeous. I wish it wouldn't have been crazy foggy, but it's beautiful.
As before in the video, you can probably hear the waves crashing on the beach. And you can hear birds chirping, and the sun is trying to peek through. So
it's a lot like listening to a creek when you're in the mountains, which I'm a big fan of. It's really interesting to be able to listen to the waves. So it's a new thing for us. We've never camped close enough to listen to waves like that, I don't think.
Not like that. I mean, we've done a lot of lake camping, but not anywhere near the ocean like that.
Yeah.
So, well, not in the trailer.
But it's gorgeous being on this little island. So, and you know, there's quite a bit to do. It's been fun to ride the bikes, and
we've had a lot of comments about the bikes. I've let some people test ride the bikes. But the bikes are just fun, and
they are.
I think they're just getting more and more popular with people.
Yeah, we had some people pass us that were on electric bikes when we were riding the other day.
Yeah,
they were going much faster than we were, and they were doing well. So, and the speed limit's only 25 on the road, so you could travel in, you know, at the speed of the vehicles, so that's kind of cool.
So we took a tour of the fort, and that was highly interesting. The fort was built in the early 1800s, and it was built with slave labor, which, you know, it is that time. We learned that this fort stayed in Union hands the entire Civil War, which I found really interesting because we're, you know, down here in Florida.
It surprised me how odd I don't know, unexpected the history was with the fort. I mean, because it's an island, so it was interesting to, this little island decided that it didn't want to be, you know, in the Union, right? or in the Confederate. I don't know.
So when Florida voted and seceded from the nation, there was a Navy outpost on Pensacola, and I will put the guy's name in it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he was tasked with making sure that the Confederacy did not take over federal properties. So he and 50 soldiers, and it was a combination of Army and Navy, came over and occupied the fort. And a day or two later, colonel with the Confederacy, who had actually been the engineer and had overseen the building of this fort earlier, came over and demanded that he relinquish the fort, and he did not. And I guess that after some discussion, they came to kind of a truce that he wouldn't attack them as long as they wouldn't attack him. Of course, he didn't have a lot of manpower, but because the Union had a strong Navy and the Confederacy did not, the fort continued to be supplied by the Union. And Colonel Brown, I may be not saying that right, but I think it was Colonel Brown, eventually did fire upon Pensacola. I can put all that in later, or you can look it up yourself. This fort began to attack the fort over on Pensacola. It's a strange name, and I'm going to slaughter it. But because the forts were originally not meant to fight each other, they were far enough away. One of the stories is that the Confederacy would fire cannonballs over here, and literally the guys that were here were picking them up off the shore and firing them back. And there was very little damage done to either one of the main fort that's still over on the naval base. Fort McCree, however, which is across the peninsula to the west, was destroyed by a combination of rounds being fired from not only here but from Navy ships that were offshore. So really interesting.
It was a very interesting tour, and they offered two different tours, a fort tour and a different tour. There was two different ones that were free, and it's only a mile away. So
yeah, so we rode our bikes from here down to the fort itself and got to enjoy that. And unfortunately, the sun really didn't make much of an appearance until now. It's trying to peek through the clouds, much more than it had been the previous 2 days. And unfortunately, we are leaving. I mentioned earlier that we tried to get an extended stay, but this is a basic campground this time of year, and
it's just another place we'll keep available to come back to.
So it isn't a national parks campground, so individuals with senior parks passes or access passes are entitled to half off the campground fee, and the campground fee is $40 a night.
Yes.
And we don't have a sewer, but there's a dump station here in the campground. We do have good 50 amp power, which is nice because running the air conditioner helped keep a little bit of the moisture out of the trailer. It's kind of at that temperature where air conditioner is not necessary, but it is in trying to help control the moisture.
Yeah. Well, it's been really, it was foggy, very misty, very, very wet here. So.
But we so much enjoyed our stay here. So thankful that Kathy invited us to come here. We finally got to spend a little bit of time with Kathy. Awesome person, and we've got a lot in common, so that was fun. And I'm sure that we're going to see her more down the road at some point, her and her husband Steve.
Yeah. Well, and it's wonderful to get to meet people and hear their recommendations and where they're from and what they're doing and what their plans are, because it just broadens your perspective of, we have a huge country and there's so much to see and so much to do and
so many different opportunities while you're traveling.
Right.
Okay, everybody, well, I'm going to end this video here, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow Angie, Jazz, and I on our journey. And if you do hit that notification button on the screen, you will get notified when we have a video released. Since we're out on the road doing things, trying to release 2 videos a week now, one on a Wednesday and and our usual Sunday video. We'll see how long we can keep that up. So
thanks for watching.
and we'll see you down the road.